Ooh, look at those cards. Before you do that, though, there's also this deck machine right here. The legendary auto deck machine has been turned on. Would you like to build a deck? So here, you can actually build some other decks. I kind of went over this in video 21. But yeah, there's some decks you can build with the legendary Pokemon cards. The only problem is, you can't really do this very well, because you need to get, basically, like, multiple copies of the legendary Pokemon cards. But the problem is, you only get one copy of each card once you beat the Grandmasters. So basically, if you want to get multiple copies, you have to beat them at least a total of 4 times in order to build all of the decks. And even then, like, you have to have other cards too. Like, I'm missing 30 cards from this deck as it is. Or maybe not 30, but, like... What do these numbers mean, like the 30? Like, I don't quite get that, because according to this, I'm missing 5 Lightning Energies, Electrodes, Electabuzz, and Zapdos, but, like, that's not 30. That's 10. I don't know, I don't quite get the numbers here, and, like, for this one, I need 4 cards. Well, I mean, I am missing 4 cards there, so I don't know. This is weird. But yeah, you have, like, a legendary for, like, you have a set for every legendary. You obviously have to get multiple copies, though, like I said, if you want to actually do this. But yeah, these are basically, I think, the decks that the Grandmasters actually used. But yeah, you can only use this in this room, because once you grab the Pokemon cards up there, next time you enter the game, you'll be, like, outside of the Grandmaster Hall, so you can only access this by beating the 5 trainers over again, so keep that in mind if you want to make one of these decks. But let's go ahead and actually grab the legendary Pokemon cards. The 4 legendary Pokemon cards float, glowing in the air. So we get the legendary Moltres, the legendary Articuno. The Moltres had Fire Giver. This one has Quick Freeze. We get the Zapdos. This one has the Peal of Thunder, which, honestly, not that good. It actually hindered Ronald more than it helped him. And then you have the legendary Dragonite, which we didn't even see, actually, in the fight against Rod or Ronald. But it has Healing Wind. Healing Wind! When you put Dragonite into play, remove 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon. So that can actually be really, really good. If a Pokemon has fewer damage counters than that, remove all of them. Well, obviously. So there we go. We have the cards. The legendary cards speak to you. You who have inherited us, great card master. Our master must not forget, inheriting us does not make you a Pokemon card master. A true Pokemon card master is one who has the skill to use the abilities of the different cards and the courage to duel powerful opponents. And most of all, the ability to love the Pokemon trading card game. No matter what, win or lose, a new journey has just begun. So there we go, that is the Pokemon trading card game. Like I said during the playthrough, like, when I first got this game back in, like, 99, 2000, whenever this was released, I couldn't really get into it that much. Like, I had the Pokemon trading card game, like, the actual game, and I played it with my dad a few times, but, like, you know, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was as good as, like, normal Pokemon, but, you know, when I saw the Game Boy game, I'm like, okay, this could be fun. This will kind of teach me how to play. But I really, really struggled, like, back when I was younger playing this, and I couldn't actually get anywhere. I think the most I got was, like, 2 Master Medals, and after that, like, I hit a brick wall, because, for one, I didn't know how you actually changed your deck around. I thought you actually had to make decks from the deck machines, and then use those to beat Pokemon, but, like, that doesn't really work, because you have to actually get all the cards necessary, and even then, it's a confusing mess, so I was unfortunately never able to really, get far with this game. But it wasn't until Puddle Plains HD, like, kind of started forming, and, we had, like, a lot of late-night Skype calls, and then at one point, someone was screen-sharing this game, and when they were screen-sharing, like, I looked and I was watching, and, like, oh, that's how you change decks around. Okay, this actually looks a lot easier. So then I finally got the game, and I finally played through it completely, and I enjoyed it a whole lot more. So, just goes to show you that even just, like, aging a certain number of years, you can actually come back to games and like actually beat them, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I really do love this game now. Honestly, I probably would put it in like some of my top Game Boy games because it is a lot of fun to play the Pokemon trading card game. So, as far as future Pokemon games, Pokemon playthroughs, even Pokemon trading card game playthroughs, there is actually a Pokemon trading card game too. It was never localized though for, I don't know if it was never localized. I don't even know if it even came out. It probably did in Japan only, but like, Americans never got Pokemon Trading Card Game 2. But there is a localized, or not really a localized version, but there is like a translated version in English that exists. I'd have to play it on emulator, which I don't have a problem with. But someday in the future, I will probably play that, honestly. It's pretty much the same type of game. You have to like go through all the different like types of clubs and like beat everybody. But there is kind of a twist to it. It involves all the same characters from this game, but it kind of puts a heavier emphasis on like a Team Rocket type of organization. So that's kind of what that game is all about. But I'll get into that when I actually cover that game at some point. But for now, I am going to take a break because this was a fairly lengthy playthrough. It was actually a bit longer than I thought it would be. But still, like, it was definitely fun. Like, I really enjoyed playing this, and just hearing comments from people, they really enjoyed this playthrough as well, so I'm glad that you guys really did enjoy this. So yeah, that's it. That's Pokemon trading card game. Really, really cool stuff. So, can I actually press a button here? Continue? I can? Okay, perfect. Let us go back into the game. I have 225 out of 226 cards. There's still that one card that is eluding me. Let me see if I can actually... can I get it now? Please? Game? Oh, congratulations, Rob. I heard the news. You finally inherited the legendary Pokemon cards. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to trade them to me. Besides, it would be a waste not to use the legendary cards for dueling. Make sure your duels are worthy of the legendary Pokemon cards. He still doesn't want to trade, though. Also, Ronald is here. Let me save, just in case. I don't think you can battle him here, but, Who? Oh, it's you, Rob. I couldn't believe that I could lose, but now I understand. The fun thing about the Pokemon trading card game is not who wins or loses. I couldn't inherit the legendary Pokemon cards because all that was important to me was winning. But now I understand. What's important is to love each card, to use all the different cards, to build different types of decks and play against different people. So, Rob, will you play with me again, with all sorts of different decks? And this time, I'm not gonna lose. You want a duel? Sure. I can't. I'm building a new deck. I'm busy building a better deck than yours. We'll duel another time. So yeah, you can't actually duel them right there, unfortunately. A few things worth mentioning, though. The Challenge Hall, after you beat the game, the Challenge Hall actually changes a little bit. To the point where you'll have a tournament you have a chance to have a tournament every time you beat a tournament and then reset your game. So before, you could only do it like after every 3 medals, I think. But now, you actually have to, like, whenever you finish a tournament, in order to get a new one to load, you actually have to, like, save your game, turn it off, turn it back on, and then there'll be a chance that it'll actually be when you load your game back up. And for the tournaments, the prizes you can get, obviously we have, like, all the possible prizes you can get from the tournament. But basically, it will shuffle all of the, basically all of the cards from the, promotional deck, except the legendaries. You can't get the legendaries from this, but it'll cycle through all the other promotional cards. Those will be the tournament prizes, basically. Also, another thing worth mentioning is I did actually get a bunch of emails from Elm. Each of these emails is basically telling you how to fight all the Grandmasters. But you couldn't actually get a computer, like, after you beat each master, so, yeah. But, got some cards, got a victory bell, got some other things. Let's go ahead, look at our other cards too. Okay, Articuno Mystery, we have Dragonair, Vaporeon, Mr. Fuji, Pokemon Center, a bunch of other ones, and finally, just gonna get all these, and then I'm gonna try to get that last card, just so I can say that I have 100%. Laboratory. Okay, Magneton. That's not the Magneton that helped me out though, so I don't really care. But we have Pokedex, Weezing, Ghastly, the good Ghastly. Okay, awesome. Okay, so yeah, those are all the card packs we're gonna get. So we're done with that now. Let's see if we can activate Ishihara, so I can get that final thing. Imakuni is again the same way. He'll have a chance to battle you every time you reset, and as usual, he'll give you either like all the card packs, and then every third match he'll give you the Imakuni card. So that's how he works. Oh, okay. He mentioned Ishihara, so maybe that was what I needed to do. Yes! Okay, so he needs a Chansey. Which, thankfully, I did grind up 2 Chanseys, so I'm going to be able to get the last card I need, which is another Surfing Pikachu. Which, I guess I should actually show these off a little bit, because I don't think we actually really got to see them at the playthrough at all, because Jennifer from the Lightning Club never actually got to use her Pokemon, so I guess I'll show this off. Hold on. Card. We'll go to our cards. So yeah, here's all the Pikachus you can get. You have like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of Pikachus. You have the Gnaw Thunderjolt one, you have the Spark one, you have this one, which it's a little different than this one. It's kind of like a mix of these two, but it has a second move, which you can kind of use to reduce damage, and then you have like a slightly better move once you get the 2 energies, which also can paralyze too. Then you have this one, which is pretty much the same thing as this one. Like, I can't really even see a difference here. Then you have the Flying Pikachu, which has Thundershock and Fly. Has very low HP though, but it also resists fighting moves, which is cool. You have a Surfing Pikachu. Basically, the difference here is the mountain that's in the background. They're basically the same from the look of it, so not much to say there. So yeah, those are those Pokemon. I'm going to look through other Pokemon we didn't really get to see much. The normals, for sure. Like, there were so many normals I couldn't really get my hands on. Obviously, there was the Kangaskhan. Here's the Chansey, which I guess we did kind of see that in action at one point. The Wigglytuff. I really wanted this Wigglytuff, because this Wigglytuff is really, really good. Basically, if you can fill your Pokemon, or fill your bench with Pokemon, you have the Do the Wave attack, which just does so much damage. And it's pretty bulky, too, being 80 HP. So there was that one. Here was the Haunter that eluded me for so long. I have 15 of these Haunters, and then 1 of these. But yeah, this Haunter's a lot better. It has 1 less HP, but Nightmare is a pretty good attack, because it actually puts the Pokemon asleep, and has the Pokemon power too, which whenever an attack does anything to Haunter, flip a coin, if heads, prevents all effects of that attack, including damage done to Haunter. So basically, oh, well, that attack, too bad. So, whole lot better than this Haunter, honestly. I really hate the Dream Eater Haunter. Let's see anything else. We have the 3 Mewtwo's. Not much difference between these 2 Mewtwo's right here. Pretty much the same, just with a different look. 2 Mews. Oh, I should probably mention that. That's actually a good point that I just thought of. There are 2 other cards that you can get in this game. Obviously, they don't show for our completed file here. But there is this thing called Card Pop. Which, let me actually go somewhere. See if we can get someone to explain it. I don't think I covered this in the main part of the playthrough. Basically, I think it has something to do with this. Yeah, you basically have to use the sensors on the Game Boy cartridge. Well, basically, you have to have 2 Game Boys and 2 copies of the Pokemon trading card game for this to work. And they have, like, apparently they have sensors in the actual game cartridges. And if you actually do this with someone, you can actually get a free card. So that's basically what this is. But unfortunately, like, obviously I don't have another Game Boy or another game to do this with. That's pretty much what this does. I don't think that's actually the card pop option. Let me actually go to the main menu really quick, so hold on just a second, guys. Okay, so here we have card pop. Card pop is the thing I was trying to talk about. When you card pop with a friend, you will receive a new card. Basically, I think when you do this, you have a chance to get a rare Venusaur card or a rare Mew card. I think it was those 2. I don't know for sure, but there are some other cards that you can get in this game that you can only get through the card pop option. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have a way to actually use that, and even then, the game registers this as 100% anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, there's actually one last thing I need to talk about before I close out this project, but I was watching this video back, and I realized that, oh wow, I forgot to even talk about this. So I figured I'd go ahead and edit in a quick, some quick footage of this new machine that was actually built in Dr. Mason's lab. This is actually the challenge machine. This is the challenge machine created by Dr. Mason. The challenge machine is a Pokemon card dueling machine. The rules of the game are simple. Choose one deck with which you must duel 5 computer opponents. If you can defeat the 5 opponents, you win. You can also play to extend your winning streak. Build a deck and give it a try, Rob. So yeah, after you beat the game, Dr. Mason will build this machine, which will allow you to duel some of the trainers in this game. You'll duel 5 trainers in a row, and it actually shows what the trainers are beforehand. So like right here, we have to battle John from the Fire Club, Jennifer from the Lightning Club, Heather from the Grass Club, and then for the 4th match, you duel a Club Master. In this case, we got Nikki from the Grass Club. And then you duel one of the Grandmasters. In this case, we got Steve. So that's basically what this machine does. It just allows you to refight opponents. And I don't think you get any prizes for this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only prize you get from this is just increasing your win streaks. There's not really a major point for doing this, at least in my opinion. Also, another fact, when I was talking about the Challenge Cups post-game, Ronald will not always be the last opponent in those. Sometimes you'll just get random trainers, and Ronald can actually appear like in the middle, like as the 2nd match in a Challenge Cup. So I forgot to mention that as well. But yeah, that's basically some of the ways you can extend your Pokemon trading card game file. Whether it's to collect all the cards, whether it's to create multiple copies of every card, or just, you know, battle opponents to increase your win streak here. So it's really, really up to your discretion, I guess. And that's going to do it for the Pokemon trading card game. I want to thank everybody for watching this playthrough. This is a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed this. And like I said, I'll do Pokemon Trading Card Game 2 at some point. I don't know when that's going to be. It's probably not going to be next year. I don't know. I'll just figure it out, I guess. But as far as other Pokemon playthroughs are concerned, obviously Gen 3 is still on the horizon, but I think the next Pokemon playthrough that's going to be on my channel, honestly, I'm going to finally go back to Pokemon Stadium and finish that up, because I've been getting so many comments for so long about Pokemon Stadium and finishing that up, because I only did the Prime Cups in the Gym Leader Castle, and I was wanting to make a new team for that project, so I could take on the other cups. But a lot of people said that, like, team building will take too long. Maybe you should just use the rental Pokemon. And, you know, I didn't want to for a while because the rental Pokemon do kind of suck. But honestly, I'm kind of thinking about going for it because I'm tired of leaving that loose end on display for you guys. So I think I will at some point go back to Pokemon Stadium, maybe this year at some point, because I really, really want to finish that up. And because of that, I'm going to make a promise to you guys. I'm not going to do any more Pokemon playthroughs until I'm done with at least Round 1 of Pokemon Stadium. Because obviously there's Round 2, and I will cover that at some point, but like, you know, I've been taking way too long to finish those Stadium videos, so next Pokemon playthrough, it's going to be that. I'm not going to do any more Pokemon games until I do that, I promise you guys. And, like, I really want to do Gen 3 at some point, so this will give me some motivation to actually go back to that and finish that. And I am tired of making you guys wait, so I'm going to leave that as my final announcement. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So this has been SlimKirby. I'll see you guys later. Later, folks.